Well, greetings to you. Um, it is the season of hospitality just starting now as we come into December, and I've been at one or two lovely lunch parties, a christening, and a few other things this weekend. And a lot of people talking. It's a very rural area in East Yorkshire, and I have a small holding, as most of you know. And I've been speaking to lots of farmers and landowners and smallholders and stuff like this. And we've been talking about milk. Milk. Ha! Yeah, milk. Now, I've been buying this stuff for a long time. It's Cravendale milk, jolly good stuff, and it lasts for a couple of weeks. So it's very practical, very useful that it lasts so long. We're not throwing any away. Now, I've just suddenly found out that some of the big retailers are now selling this stuff, but it's been polluted by Bill Gates's experimental stuff to stop cows farting. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to think that we all live in some sort of monster madhouse. Why, when I go for some milk, for my cup of tea or my cornflakes or whatever it is, am I having to buy stuff which Bill bloody Gates has buggered about with? What's it all about? What's his game? He seems to just want to get richer and richer and richer and richer at our expense. Now, I remember years ago, fluoride in the water was all the big thing. Mass medication, I was very much against it. And it's beginning now to look as if I was right. I don't want mass medication. I don't want rubbish in what I drink, my water or my milk or anything else. I just want milk from the cow to drink in my cup of tea or pour in my cornflakes. Now, I know pasteurised and all this is done wonderful stuff. So I'm not a Luddite. You have to have certain treatments in order to make sure that the purity of the milk is still there. So whether that's pasteurised or whatever it is. And I looked at organic, but they boil the bloody stuff at a very high temperature, which actually impairs, in my view, the flavour. And I'm suggesting for you it might work for you, but for me it doesn't. So here we have a supply of milk cut off, to me, because of Bill Gates is experimenting with stuff to stop cows farting. I mean, God almighty, I don't know what my father, my grandfather, or my great-grandfather would have made of this to stop cows farting. When I was at school, we used to have a chap, John Davis, I remember him well. He could sort of fart on command. And his mother used to send him liver sausage sandwiches. And when he farted with those, you just simply wouldn't believe. I once saw him clear the entire biology lab with a fart, including the master in charge. Top stuff when you're a schoolboy. But to stop cows farting, or any animals farting, it is impossible. I'm not going to the herds of wildebeest across the plains of Africa. I don't know what's going to happen to them, who's going to treat them. But I don't want this in my milk. And of course, the major supermarkets now are backing it. It's experimental. It's all right, they tell you. Nothing to worry about. It's all going to be carefully controlled. And the government are looking at it to make sure that it's... The government? Bloody hell! You're going to trust this lot, or even the last lot, to make sure that your milk isn't polluted with Bill Gates rubbish. Now, there is a solution. There's a solution. And I didn't know about it. I only found out this weekend. There are places where you can get milk on tap, virtually straight from the cow, maybe pasteurised, but that's okay, but not with any other impediment, nothing else in it. And you buy your bottle. Mrs. Bloom's just bought this bottle. It was £2.50 or something like that. You buy the bottle, okay, and then there's a vending machine where you get the milk, and the milk comes from the cow and it's not mucked about with. It's not full of shit. So that's the way forward. There's one up the road at Shipton Thorpe. There's one another at Elvington, where I live. I live in the East Riding of Yorkshire. I think there's another one going south, the Doncaster, if anybody would want to go south. I really don't know. I don't. But anyway, so it's not wildly convenient. It's not wildly convenient. But it does mean that you're getting stuff, you're getting real milk. And nobody's going to say in 25 years' time, oh, gosh, you know that stuff that we put in milk 25 years ago? That's the reason your liver fell out or your kidneys are rotting and all the rest of it. So if you want pure milk, that's the way. You buy this little chap here, or a couple of these little chaps, and you get it from the vending machine. There will be somewhere close to you We have to just look after ourselves and our families. We can't go on being lab rats for bloody Bill Gates. Let's push back at all this damn nonsense, shall we? As most of you know, my work is very heavily independently research based. And I get my information from all over the world. It would help if you press the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because the more subscribers I have, the more likely it is that international independent research institutes will share their material with me. It's most helpful, and then of course I'll automatically share it with you. So, surprise, won't cost you anything. Thank you very much.